guys, another one of my most favorite stories is Where the Wild Things Are. And this story is by a man named Ruiz, and he also drew the pictures. So he's the author and the illustrator of this book. And this story also won a medal for being a really good book. Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind, mischief is another word for being bad. What is he doing? He is nailing something in the wall, and it almost looks like a blanket. I think his mom is going to be mad and sad. What do you think? Let's see. And another, he's chasing the dog with a fork. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. I think he's in trouble. He got sent to his room without supper. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. There's his boat. It says Max. We have a Max in our class too, don't we? And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Was Max afraid? Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all the wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." And what are they doing here? A wild rumpus for sure. They're dancing and yelling at the moon, which is full, hanging from some trees, acting all kinds of crazy, huh? And Max is even riding on one of them. Oh my. They look kind of tired after all that wild rumpusing around. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Where do you think he wants to go? Yeah, probably wants to go home, huh? Then all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. Where do you think he was going? And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. There's his dinner on the table in his room. Who do you think put it there? Maybe his mom, huh? And guess what? It was still hot. The end. So I want to ask you guys, where do you think this story takes place? Now, when I've read this story in the past to some of my kids that were in my class before, they think that maybe Max was just having a dream and he woke up and he was in his room and his dinner was in there. And some of my other kids think he really went to where the wild things were living and became king of the wild things. What do you think? Let me know. Thanks for listening to another one of my most favorite stories. Bye for now.